Morning, y'all. First thing I do every morning these days is I go for a run, 20 to 30 minutes. So gonna get out, sun's shining, get it moving. We'll see if I can run. Yesterday I did longer than I should have because I just don't run very much these days, except for every morning, just a little bit. But yesterday I decided to go for an hour, and I got this ankle injury, and it's just biting big time. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to run, but at the very least I'm gonna get out of the house, walk, move around, get the blood flowing, 20, 30 minutes. I got a big day today, so let's get it. All right, 24-minute run out of the way. Gonna hop in the cold shower here. My ankle's been killing me, and I don't know why. I injured it in 2016. I chipped like a piece of the bone off, and I tore a bunch of tendons or something like that playing basketball. And it just doesn't have the full range of motion that you would want to have. So it's not that I necessarily have like a new injury or something, but as much as I try to rehab it and get that full range of motion back, it still isn't perfect. And then when I run, I kind of hold my ankle weird, I feel like. I don't hold it like it just doesn't bend completely. And my ankle's always sore after running. So, dude, it's on fire this morning. I gotta say, bro, the cold shower in the middle of summer, it's still unfortunate. It's still something I don't really want to do, but it's nothing at all compared to the cold shower in the middle of winter. In the middle of winter, when you're taking a cold shower, you'll be standing outside of the shower for like 10 minutes trying to come up with anything else to do before getting into the shower. The shower will be roaring in front of you, and you'll be standing there thinking, maybe I should brush my teeth again for no reason. Maybe I should clip my toenails again. I don't know. I don't see. And you'll be wasting 10 minutes before you actually get into the cold shower because it is so frightening. Compared to cold baths. Cold baths, honestly, are for pussies. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. A lot of people do these cold plunges, and they think that's difficult. Cold plunge is nothing, bro. Cold plunge is for pussies. Because when you get into an ice bath, what happens is, unless you're continually moving when you're in there, I don't know how to explain it with the scientific terms, but the water somehow it envelops your body and it creates this barrier where you're still cold, but the worst part is when you get in and there's that motion. It's the fresh, dry skin making contact with the cold water. And then once the water gets around your body, it's actually not so bad unless you're continually moving. But the thing is, when you're in the ice cold shower, the water is constantly hitting you for the first time. You're moving around. It's pellets in different areas. Because the worst part is actually getting in, making that first contact with the cold water. And then if you're in the shower, you're constantly having to move. And then you get your front and then your back. And it's torture. It's actually torture. All right, gonna hit my morning meditation here. Nothing too serious. Just 5 minutes or so. Getting back into it now. I haven't been doing meditations for quite a while, so getting back into it, starting small. 5 minutes, let's go. My breakfast here, and what is this? What do you guys think this is? This is overnight oats. Made this 2 days ago, about to eat it right now. It's oats with strawberry protein, Greek yogurt, some chopped up almonds, a couple of little chocolate chips. I think I put maybe some cinnamon there, some honey. Yeah, overnight oats. It's going to be fire. There's probably like 35 grams of protein in here. No, more than that. So I put a scoop of whey. Yeah, probably like 40 grams of protein in this little thing. Going to smash this. Got my coffee here. Well, not a coffee. This is an Americano. Every morning I fill out job applications. I'm trying to do 3 to 5 job applications every single day. I just do these online here. Send them. Sometimes there are jobs that I'm really interested in, and I take the time to do a really nice cover letter and adjust my resume and all that. And then other times there are ones that I'm like, not interested in this at all, but I might as well just send something. So it's kind of like sending out lottery tickets, bro. I've already sent out 50-something. Yeah, probably like 50-something applications. So if anybody's got a job, US, Japan, let me know, guys. Also, I used to think that everybody was complaining too much. I thought everybody was capping when you'd have like recent graduates from school talking about their job search issues and how they can't find anything, and how it's like they're looking at all the entry-level positions, but all the entry-level positions are like 4+ years experience required, 2+ years experience required. It's actually serious, like it's like that, and it says entry level on the job description, yet it says 2 to 4 years experience in this field. It's like, how does that make any sense? So some of the salaries are just insane. It's like it's so hard to go to a normal job after the way that I made money in the past was working at restaurants, being a server. And I'm a server. It's like a relatively fun job. I mean, it sucks for countless reasons, but it's a relatively fun, flexible job. And I'm making like $60K a year. And this is back when I was living in the States. So like five plus years ago, I'm making like $60K a year, having like a relatively flexible, fun job. And now I'm looking at all these jobs as like degree required, 2 to 4 years experience required, $50K a year, $45K starting salary. How does this, like, something else absolutely crazy always listed on these job postings is it'll tell you how much experience they need, but sometimes it's like, I'll stumble across like an advanced role or like head of something or director of something. Not that I'm going to apply to those, but maybe I didn't realize that's what it was, and I click on it, and it's like 16 plus years experience in marketing, 18 plus years experience in sales, 12, like, what's the difference between that and 4 years experience, 5 years experience? Because, I mean, hey, I guess I shouldn't be talking because I've never worked any of those jobs, but I've worked plenty of jobs in my life, and every one of those jobs, I know everything that I need to do like the back of my hand after about 6 months, and I'm already the best employee there after about 6 months. I can't possibly, and I've worked, 3 different jobs or so for 4 years each at a time, and it's not like I'm getting that much better after the second or third year. So I just think it's kind of funny that it's like 12 plus years experience. What's the difference between that and 8 years? What's the difference between that and even 6 years? That's my 1 hour of job apps for the day. I submitted 4, a couple in the US, 1 in Japan, mostly in Chicago. Now I have an hour of editing content that I've already filmed. That means videos that I haven't posted yet, going back to old videos, taking clips, making them into shorts, etc. So I re-downloaded my old kickboxing crazy fight story video, and I'm just shortening it, trying to make it into something easily digestible for short clips, TikTok, Instagram, etc. I'm going to post these just so I have some content going out. And I got another shot of espresso with some milk this time, and a couple little tiny pieces of toast, raisin toast with some peanut butter. I'm going to head to the gym, I guess in the next 50 minutes or so. There it is. There's an hour of editing short clips for you. I'm going to post these to TikTok, YouTube, etc. later on in the day. And I got, 6 clips done? So if I post 1 a day, that'll get me by for the next 6 days or so. I'm going to try to post every day on TikTok, every day on YouTube Shorts, and I don't know, once, twice a week or so on Instagram. All right, unfortunately, my ankle is actually pretty swollen. It's crazy. I probably shouldn't have ran on it this morning. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do leg day right now. But I still want to get out and burn some calories, get some sun on my face. So I'm just going to go on a really light walk, take it slow, focus on moving my ankle the right way. Yeah, that sucks, but it is what it is. I don't know if I should even be walking, but I'm not going to just be sitting behind my computer all day. I'm going to be out here for 30 minutes to an hour, see how it feels. I'm literally just walking down the street here, on the sidewalk over here, and this old guy comes up and starts, I don't know, it seemed like he was yelling at me, like he was upset about something. I don't even know. I'm in a different world. I have my headphones in, listening to music. I'm walking down the street. I'm on the left side of the sidewalk here, all the way up against like the stores, and then he's on the other side walking toward me on the street side of the sidewalk. I got my music in. I'm completely zoned out thinking about something, and I don't realize this guy's like walking toward me and gets in the line of where I'm walking, like stops me from continuing, kind of. This like really old guy hunched over, and he's like, he looks upset. So like go to pause my music or whatever, and before I could even pause my music, he's like kind of starts walking off, going past me then, and I couldn't hear what he said. So I just continue, but then as I look back as he's passing me, and he's like, looks like he was like upset at me, like shaming me or yelling at me about something. And the guy that was walking, there was another guy walking like right next to me on my side, and he like looked at me like, like, oh, like, what just happened there or something like that. And I was like, I don't even know, because like I said, I have my music in, I'm not even paying attention at all. And anyways, it's just funny because you have an experience like that, at least I do. It seems like once every couple of weeks or something, where there's like a really old person in Japan and they're upset at something you're doing, and I usually have no idea why they're even upset. Like, I'm just zoning out because there are so many rules here. It's impossible to follow every rule at all times. Maybe I am breaking a rule, or maybe I'm not. Maybe this person's just paranoid and old and confused or something. But I had a similar experience on the train like 2 weeks ago or something like that. I'm literally just standing on the train, exactly where I should be standing, listening to my music, zoned out, and this old guy comes up to me. He's like tapping me on the arm as he's getting off, and whatever. I'm like, okay, he needs to get out of the way, so I move and I let him get past. And then he like stands there for a second, and he's like, seems to be like shouting at me, and I've got my music in, my headphones in, you know, listening to some music, and he's like seemingly upset. So I go to like pause my music, and before I could even finish pausing it, he just like starts walking off the train and then looking back at me like mumbling on about something. I was like, oh, was this guy pissed at me? Like, I don't even, what was I doing wrong? And most of the time I think I'm not doing anything wrong, because that's the type of person I am. I'm like a complete overthinker. I'm always thinking about all the rules and how I can not piss anybody off, how I can monitor other people's emotions, how I can always be just in the background, not bothering anybody. But definitely, I mean, of course, I'm not perfect. I'm sure there are times that I break rules without realizing it and such. But it's kind of like, that's just how it is living in Japan. And I don't think it's just because I'm a foreigner. I think because a lot of my Japanese friends would say the same thing. A lot of my Japanese friends are like, oh man, like, you know, old people, like, they're always yelling at us. Or I've been out with my Japanese friends and they get yelled at by old people. My girlfriend particularly, when we're out together, I can think of like 2 times off the top of my head where some old person has like started shaming her for something she's doing completely out of nowhere. It's like they have this monitoring culture here where there are so many rules and everybody's expected to follow all the rules at all times. And there are more rules than even you know, and you see yourself as the Japan person that knows a lot about the Japanese rules, and even more than that, there are all of these rules, and somebody's always looking to shame you and make sure you fall into line and you're following all the rules. I mean, and there's good and there's bad to it, but it's definitely super tiring living like this. All right, guys, back home. That's about an hour and 15 minutes of walking. It's time to get cleaned up because I have a shoot for an ad. Decided to just check my hate mail for the day, check my Instagram DMs, my Instagram message requests. It's just full of 95% retarded messages. Occasionally I get something that I'm like, okay, all right. But, all right, this guy says, if you want to stay in Japan, bro, I guess he just watched my video where I was talking about how, like, oh, I'm stressed about, like, what my next move is, if I'm going to move to the States, if I'm going to stay in Japan. And I specifically stated, I would like to stay in Japan, but I'm not tied to Japan. And he goes, oh, you really want to stay in Japan, bro? You got to marry a Japanese woman. We both know that's the best way to get the visa. No. And here's a really good one. Here's a really good request that I just got. This person says, right here, seems like you don't like black people. This is in response to the reel that I posted from a young girl that sent me a message on Instagram and said that she was on a school trip in Tokyo with a class of middle schoolers, and they got harassed by some of these touts. They're these like African guys who tout around to try to get you into their scam stores, or they try to rip you off or drug you and take your money, things like that. And I posted the clip that this girl sent me, this voice message, on Instagram, and this person responded to it and says, I want you guys to pay attention right here because this is very manipulative, and this is something that you will see as a recurring theme every day if you're tuned in. All right, so this woman goes, in response to my post of a middle school girl in Japan, in Tokyo, getting harassed by these African touts. Seems like you don't like black people. Sad that people like you exist. Living as a foreigner in Japan, hating other foreigners doesn't make sense. Go back to your country, be racist over there. So this is a manipulation tactic, because not once did she address that, well, there are these guys who are in their 30s attacking random tourists, grabbing middle school girls and harassing them in the Tokyo area, which is disgusting. And not once did I say, hey, look at these black guys. They did it because they're black. I just reposted the voice message of the girl talking about her experience, and she was trying to explain what this guy was like so you can avoid this guy or his shops. And she said, well, there's a guy, I think he was Nigerian. He tried to pull us into his shop. He was grabbing our other middle school girl friends. And this person responds to that post that I made and says, seems like you don't like black people. You're a racist. Go back to your country. You're racist. So the reason that I say that this is a manipulation tactic is because she's not actually addressing what happened in the video. She's not actually addressing the facts. I raised a very serious concern about a crime that's happening in Tokyo to children, innocent children. And instead of mentioning anything about the crime, they don't want you to talk about the crime, so they call you a name and they use guilt and they threaten you. This is like a coercion tactic by saying, you're racist. If you keep talking about crime, I'm going to tell you that you're racist. I'm going to tell other people that you're racist. Because people in 2026 have been convinced that being called racist, somehow, that being called racist is the worst thing that can ever happen to you. So you cannot speak up about any crime. It doesn't matter if the statistics are skewed in one way or another, or they lean toward a certain race. If you speak up about crime, you're racist. If you want to stop crime, you're racist. Once again, they're not actually addressing the crime. They're not actually addressing the problem here. They just want you to stop talking about it. And their biggest weapon is calling people racist. So I have this pulled up right here. This is from like psychology.net or something like that. Emotional and psychological abuse. Emotional coercive control. A pattern of acts and behaviors that an abuser uses to take away your freedom to control your life. They use fear, pressure, shame to wear you down and take over your choices. Sometimes they even may use physical violence. Threatens to tell the public things about you, to spread rumors about you. All this is a manipulation tactic. This is emotional abuse. When you speak up about crime and you're not mentioning the race, you're not saying, oh, it's because this race is blank, it's because this person's black that he committed crime. When you just talk about crime and then someone says, stop talking about that. If you talk about that more, I'm going to call you racist. I'm going to tell people that you're racist. They're not addressing the facts. They're not addressing the argument. They're calling you a name. They're using coercion to get you to shut up, as opposed to speaking in facts, talking about logic, talking about the actual issue at hand here. It's a really powerful tactic. Try it. If somebody says anything related to crime or anything, just go, oh, dude, you must be racist. Even if it's as a joke, 99% of the time, everyone goes, what, dude, me? No, what? No, not me. I mean, I didn't mean to say it like that. Everyone's so afraid of being called racist. Like I said, it doesn't actually address any of the facts. It's just an ad hominem. That's a logical fallacy. It doesn't prove anything wrong. It's just an abusive manipulation tactic. It's like if a girl is in a relationship with a guy who's beating her all the time. Obviously, the problem is the beating, right? The problem is the beating. And then if she would speak up and say, I can't be around you anymore, you have to stop beating me, I need help. A manipulation tactic that this person might use is they would say, oh my gosh, you hate me? You don't have any sympathy for people that have emotional trauma? I was beat when I was a child. I have mental issues. You're gonna shame me for beating you? You don't have any sympathy for someone who has trauma? And they make you feel bad for speaking up about the crime that happened in the first place. They're not addressing the actual issue here. They're not addressing your valid concerns. They're just saying, I'm going to call you a name. I'm going to make you feel bad if you speak up about something that makes me feel bad, even though I'm the perpetrator of the crime in the first place. The casting location is a little closer than I realized, so I'm scheduling my clips now to social media so these can get posted for the week. Waiting for the train here, guys. Doing my Anki cards as always. You guys know I hit my Anki, my Japanese study cards, every single time that I'm on the train. Hitting 100 minimum. Gonna get some Japanese immersion listening in on YouTube while I take the train to my casting destination here. All right, just got out of my casting. That was not the best, but you never know. Sometimes they'll call you back and you thought that you did a terrible job. But basically, we were trying to I don't know, I can't say too much about it, but we were trying to use a piece of equipment while we acted for this thing. And like halfway through my scene when I'm acting it out, and I'm, like I said, they don't want me saying too many details about it, but using this piece of equipment, they were like, you're holding it wrong, you're not using it right. Anyways, I think it's safe to say I didn't get that job, but hey, who knows? On to the next. I'm going to meet my really good friend, Iñaki. He used to make content about Japan, his life here. He was doing a study abroad in Japan, and he's visiting now. He just finished up his degree program in the States, and he's visiting Japan right now, so I'm really excited, man. Iñaki is one of my best friends. He's a really good guy, so I'm gonna go meet him for dinner right now. Let's go. Just got some yakiniku. No, the topic's just day in the life.
Let's go.
It's my homie,
What's up,
Iñaki
guys?
here.
Nice.
Say something.
What's up? Just had a great eating session. Now we're gonna go just walk around, I guess. Had a great conversation about life, and
That's right.
well, that's what life's about. Just talking with good people, like-minded people, and growing. So
Let's go.
yeah.
I was gonna say something out of pocket, but that was really sweet, so I'll just leave it right there. All right, what's up, guys? It's just after 8 p.m. I just got home from dinner with my boy Iñaki. Relatively productive day here. Let's see what I do. I did my Japanese study, my Japanese immersion, went to a casting, edited a bunch of videos, sent out some job applications. I didn't film a video today besides the Out the Mud video. I've got so many video topics, so many things that I want to talk about, and I feel like I'm like the old me is coming back. I feel like there's a long time in my channel where I was too worried about being someone else, or being like other YouTubers, or being like popular YouTubers in the vlogging space, or also trying to please the comment section too much by, reading comments is bad for two reasons. It's bad because if you read good comments, then you think, oh, wow, I'm so great, and, it all gets to your head. And if you read bad comments, then you start being afraid to express yourself because you don't want people to say bad things about you. So getting away from that kind of, and getting more in tune with just myself, letting the energy just flow through me, and not caring more about what other people are going to say, and, random people, has been really, really productive for my mental health and just my overall being. And also, I think my videos, and I think it's not 100% back there yet, but I think I've kind of figured it out, at least how to get there back to where I can really make the best videos that I can. So I'm really excited about that. I have a whole bunch of video topics, things that I want to talk about, stories that I want to tell, and I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, guys, after 8 p.m. right now, I'm going to try to be in bed and asleep by 10. So I'm going to put the electronics away, get off my phone here. I'm going to eat a little dessert, little something. I'll probably have like a piece of toast with peanut butter and little bit of milk or something like that. Chill out. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to read my book if anyone's curious about. Oh, yeah, you guys probably want to know how many steps I've done. I'm using my phone right now, so I can't check on my phone, but I checked when I was on the train, and I had 17,000 steps for the day, which is solid. My goal is 15,000 every single day. So I had 17,000 steps for the day. I'm still going to go on another walk at night. I'm going to call my girlfriend and do like a little, little night call, and go on a little night walk while I do that. But first, I'm going to eat some desserts. Yeah, like I said, probably some peanut butter toast or something like that with a glass of milk. And take all my allergy medicine, etc. And this is what I've been reading lately. If you guys are curious, I've been reading The Power of Now. This is by Eckhart Tolle. This book was recommended to me, not me personally, but I found the recommendation on YouTube through Owen Cook. Owen Cook's a great speaker who talks about dating and self-improvement, enlightenment, etc. Basically, being yourself, holding your frame, communication, social dynamics, stuff like that. So I've gotten a lot of benefit through watching his YouTube channel, and he always talks about this book. So I just ordered it, and I'm like 20-something pages in right now. The Power of Now. It's basically what the book is about. It says that your natural state is happiness, and you should just be happy just existing. But you start off happy, and thinking and overthinking leads you to be unhappy. And thinking is a tool. Your mind is a tool that you can use to do great things in life, but you have to know how to turn your mind off. And he says that he's basically figured out how to turn his mind off. Basically, it's kind of like, I think it would be like that state in meditation where you're there, you're totally present, but you don't hear that voice in your head telling you this or that or what you got to do or worry about this or that. Instead, you can just turn that off completely and just be in the moment. So this is basically a book, as far as I can tell, I'm whatever 20-something pages in, about how to reach that state, how to turn the voice in your head off, how to stop overthinking, how to just be yourself more and be present in the moment. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's something I need because I am a complete overthinker, guys. I think and I think and I think, and I love to plan. I don't necessarily love to plan. I feel like I have to plan. And if I don't plan, my life is going to fall apart and I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm just obsessed with planning. I'm always overthinking. And that's why it's kind of funny also. It's like on one hand, I appreciate that people care and I appreciate that people want to reach out and stuff. Like I post a video and everybody's like, have you thought about blank? Have you thought about blank? Like recently I made the video saying, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do, for my job here or whatever. And I've been exploring a lot of different options. And I woke up to seriously like 14 different emails from people saying, oh, how about this? How about that? How about this? How about that? It's like, dude, like, I do appreciate that you care and I appreciate that you want to help. But I fucking promise you, you have not thought more about it than I have. All I do is think. All I do is plan. All I do is obsess over the future and what I'm going to do to fix it. And I guarantee you, somebody's going to watch this right now and be like, hey, here's this way that you can figure out how to stop overthinking. Believe me, I've looked it up, and I've looked it up for 100 times more hours than you have. That's like, if it's anything that I talk about, I've already obsessed over it 1,000,000 times more than you can imagine. I appreciate it, but I'm all right. I do not need any more unsolicited advice. And anyway, so rant over. I'm reading that book, which I will probably read a little bit while I have my dessert. I'm not watching some YouTube or something. And then before I go to bed, I always read a little bit of Berserk. And I'm on book 17 right now. So this is the part where, I'm not going to tell you what part this is, but because maybe you guys haven't seen it yet or haven't read it. But I'm on book 17 of Berserk, so I try to read fiction before I go to bed. I feel like if I'm reading like self-improvement or something, even though this book might be good for it because it's kind of about relaxing and mental health, mental wellness, might be decent. But I feel like when I go to bed reading self-improvement books or nonfiction books, my head doesn't shut the fuck up after that. So I read some Berserk every night before I go to bed. I got my little nightlight up there. And yeah, so I'll be up for 2 hours or so more. Try to get to bed by 10, up by 6 or so. And that's that, guys. Appreciate you guys following me along for the journey. It's just another life. And yeah, another life. Is that what I said? Another day in the life. Yeah, guys. Well, take care. Jimmy loves you. Daddy Jimmy loves you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you guys want to become a member, $2.99 a month, click the little button on the YouTube, especially if you're not even subscribed yet. Subscribe, become a member if you want. $2.99 a month, it's nothing. You get exclusive videos, early access to videos, special comments, special emojis, all that shit. So yeah, guys. All right, peace out. Take care.